Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. My name is Indranti, NPM number 190600045. I'm from class 1B. Okay, I will answer the question from final test. I'm start from the answer number 1. Similar. A comparison of two things using the word like or as. For example, your lips like a red rose. His attitude is as cool as the ice. Metaphor. That is a form of speech or figurative language used to compare things, or a comparison of two things without like or as. For example, the road is sea of fire. It's so hot. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggeration that is created to emphasize a point or bring out sense of humor. For example, I would die for you. Personification. Personification is a type of figurative language that gives human characteristics to non-living objects. Using personification affects way readers imagine things that is spark in interest the subject. For example, the sun greeted me when I wake up in the morning. And the last, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a type rhetorical device where word written or spoken is an imitation of an effect that comes from the things around us. For example, ba, the sound of sheep. Moo, the sound of cows. Meow, the sound of cats. Boom, the sound of explosion. Ring, 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 the sound of bell or telephone. Number 2. I think effective because the poetry in the class is very fun. Many kind of poetry and becoming know more about poetry, especially by using in-class interaction system, make us think hard and respond quickly. Number 3. Element of short story. Setting, conflict, character, plot, point of view, and theme. Setting. What is setting? Setting. Answer the question of where and when. The setting is the location of story, or simply said, it's where the story takes place. For example, in Hansel and Gretel, the setting is forest. And in SpongeBob SquarePants, the setting is Bikini Bottom. Conflict. What is conflict? Conflict. Answer the question of what happened. The conflict is the story's main problem. Is it what is typically keeping the character from reaching the overall goal? For example, the conflict in Hansel and Gretel is that both Hansel and Gretel are trapped by the witch and can't get back home. And in SpongeBob SquarePants, typical conflict is that Plankton is trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula. Character. What are the character? Character. Answer the question of who. They are people, animal, or object the stories follow. There are two types of character we will discuss. The first is protagonist, which is the main character or main character of story. Second, the antagonist, which is the character opposing a protagonist. Example of character in Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel, who are the protagonists of the story, and witch and the stepmother, who are the antagonists. And in SpongeBob SquarePants, the main character of the protagonists are SpongeBob and Patrick, and the antagonist is Plankton. Plot. What is plot? Plot answer the question of what is the story about. It is what happened in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. In other words, it's the event that takes place in the story. For example, in Hansel and Gretel, the simple summary of the plot is the stepmother leaves Hansel and Gretel, the kid, in the forest. They are then lost and they find the witch home in the forest, where she rolls them in and tries to eat them. Gretel, however, saves Hansel and they are both able to return home and live happily ever after. In SpongeBob SquarePants, typically the plot revolves around the adventure in the life of the talking SpongeBob along with his friend Patrick Squarepants and Mr. Krabs. Point of view: who is speaking? Point of view: answer the question of who is speaking. It is this perspective from which is a story being told. Oftentimes, this is referred to as the narrator. There are 3 points of view that we will be discussing. The first person, which is when the person telling the story uses I, we, and us. The second person, which is when the person telling the story uses you and lastly. And the third person, but says when the person telling the story uses he, she, it, and they. For example, in Hansel and Gretel, the narrator tells the story from the third person, and in the SpongeBob SquarePants, the narrator, also known as the first voice, tells the story from the third person. Theme. What is theme? Answer the question of why. The theme is the subject of writing or underlying message of which is can be state of immoral or an emotion. Sometimes stories have multiple themes. For example, in Hansel and Gretel, one of the themes is evil never wins. Just take a look at how the witch and the stepmother both die. And in SpongeBob SquarePants, one theme is love. SpongeBob loves as all of his friends, his family, and of course, in Krabby Patties. Number 4. Folktale. Folktale is a story based on stories from the past or people in ancient time. In the story expressed is very doubtful because folktale is told by word of mouth without any transcript or written writings. For example, Malin Kundang. Fairy tale. Fairy tale is a genre where the story is fantasy or not real, because the characters in the story are only fabrication, and usually the location of the story is in another world or in unreal area. For example, Cinderella, Frog Prince, and Little Mermaid. Fables. Fables are short tales that usually feature animals, real or mythical, given human-like qualities to deliver a specific moral and lesson. For example, Tortoise and Rabbit, The Ant and the Grasshopper, and the Deer. Number 5. I think the benefits of drama are as follows. Can increase one's confidence and enhance one's social value. Can control emotion well. Can better respect the opinion of others. In drama education, can be used as a basic means of good and fun education, developing the nature and attitude of confidence in order to appear in public. Number 6. The Global Theatre was a theatre in London associated with William Shakespeare. It was built in 1599 by Shakespeare Playing Company. The lot complements on land owned by Thomas Brand and inherited by his son, Nicholas Brand, and grandson Sir Matthew Brand, and was destroyed by fire on 29 June 1613. A second Global Theatre was built on the same site by June 1614 and closed by an ordinance issued on September 1642. A modern reconstruction of Global named Shakespeare Global opened in 1997, approximately 750 230 meters from the seat of original theatre from 1909. The current Gilgad Theatre was called Global Theatre until it was renamed in honor of John Gilgad in 1994. Number 7. Literacy and literature very related because literacy is the ability to decode text and to produce text to make meaning. Literacy is the foundation for all word-based communication. And literature, on the other hand, is the art of reading and writing. It is cerebral and visceral, explicit and implicit. Number 8. Number 1. Teacher. I'm happy that you are my teacher. I enjoy it listen you teach. As my role model, you inspired me to dream and to work and to read. With your kindness, you get my attention. Every day, you are planting seeds of curiosity and motivation.